Winning a ring is arguably the ultimate goal for any NBA player. It cements a player's legacy and greatness in the sport of basketball. Unfortunately, a lot of great players never win a single ring throughout their careers. This even includes Hall of Famers like Charles Barkley, Steve Nash, and Karl Malone. Although basketball greatness doesn't always end in an outcome of winning a championship, there's no doubt that it is always great to see basketball stars get rewarded for their hard work day in and day out. Once their best years are over, their championship window starts to reduce until their retirement. Even with a decreased chance of winning a championship, we've seen that it is still possible for star veterans to win their first championship despite being past their prime. Here's a look at 5 veterans past their prime that we want to see eventually win an NBA championship in their careers. First up, we have LaMarcus Aldridge. LaMarcus Aldridge has been a star in the league ever since his days with the Portland Trail Blazers. He's bound to give you a double-double when he's on the court. Unfortunately, Aldridge hasn't had any luck when it comes to winning NBA championships. In his time with the Blazers, he made the playoffs on 5 occasions. In the latter parts of his Blazers run, the 7-time All-Star teamed up with current star Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum. However, the talented forward left the team for the San Antonio Spurs before McCollum could blossom into a fearful scorer. Signing with the Spurs was supposed to improve his chances of winning a championship, given the Spurs had just won it all in 2014. However, when Aldridge signed in 2016, its championship core wasn't the same anymore. Tim Duncan eventually announced his retirement, while Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili were in the declining stages of their careers. Aldridge had a great NBA career, and it would be nice to see him win at least a ring in the league. However, at 35, with a rebuilding team, his chances are quite slim. But given the Spurs' winning culture, and if Aldridge fits well with this young team, then it might be possible for Aldridge and the Spurs to pull off some surprises. Next, we have a freak of nature in Russell Westbrook. Without a doubt, one of the players we want to see win an NBA title is Russell Westbrook. Westbrook has established himself in the league as a triple-double machine. To be more exact, he managed to average a triple-double for 3 straight seasons, which broke some NBA records and also earned him a lot of accolades. Unfortunately, those accolades didn't include a championship. Although Westbrook hasn't achieved that milestone yet, he did come close in 2012 when he went up against the Big Three and the Miami Heat. Among the players on our list, the 6'3" guard is the only player who has appeared in the NBA Finals. At age 32, Westbrook may be past his prime. Because of this, his chances of winning a ring are getting slimmer. To be such a talented player, we hope he can win one in the near future. When it comes to scoring outside the paint, there aren't many who are as lethal as Carmelo Anthony, especially during his peak years. Drafted by the Denver Nuggets in 2003, Melo didn't waste any time making a name for himself in the league. His shooting off the dribble or outside shooting during catch-and-shoot situations made him near impossible to guard one-on-one. Unfortunately, despite his talent and skills, Melo hasn't won an NBA championship. This is actually surprising, given that he was considered to be the second most talented player in the 2003 draft, right after LeBron James. Melo came close to winning a title during the 2008-2009 season, but unfortunately, they had to go against a very hungry Los Angeles Lakers team, led by none other than the late Kobe Bryant. The 6'8" forward had undoubtedly had a solid NBA career individually, but his inability to play as a team threatened his career. After unsuccessful runs in Oklahoma and Houston, Melo found himself without a team for a while before the Blazers decided to give him a chance just last season. Good news is, Melo has been showing signs of progress with the Blazers, and because of this, we would definitely like to see him win his first NBA championship. Next up, we have Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose was a star in the league who was loved by many, especially when he was the face of the Chicago Bulls. Rose was the youngest to be named the season MVP and the first Bulls player to receive the award since Michael Jordan. The Swiftie guard was a problem for opposing teams due to his thunderous dunks and killer crossovers. Unfortunately, knee injuries stopped the former league MVP. It's sad to say, but there is no doubt that Rose is no longer the player that dominated the league a few years ago. But the 3-time All-Star has proved to everyone that he isn't finished yet with his basketball career. After an uneventful stint with the Cleveland Cavaliers, Rose developed into a legitimate sixth man for the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Detroit Pistons. The road has been rough for Rose due to unfortunate knee injuries, but thankfully, he has found a way to remain healthy while playing the game he loves. With that being said, there is no better way to compensate the former MVP than with an NBA championship. And for the final player past their prime who deserves a ring, is Chris Paul. Chris Paul is one of the most elite guards in the league. His combination of defense, playmaking, and leadership makes him added value to any team. Unfortunately, this still hasn't rewarded CP3 with an NBA championship. Paul has never reached the NBA Finals in his career, and the furthest he's seen was the Western Conference Finals in 2018 with the Houston Rockets. The guard suffered a hamstring injury while also being eliminated by the Golden State Warriors. It must be said that out of 11 postseason appearances, CP3 has only made a conference finals trip once in his career. There is no doubt that CP3 someday deserves a ring, being that he could arguably make a case of being the best point guard in the league during his prime years. In fact, Paul ranks 7th in both the all-time assist and steals leaders list. The All-Star guard is currently with a new team again, this time with the Phoenix Suns, who is making their presence felt this season. Playing alongside young stars like Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton, Paul might be the crucial piece the franchise was missing to make a push to the postseason. This would only solidify Paul as one of the greatest point guards in NBA history. It would be sad to see another elite player like CP3 hang up his sneakers without taking home an NBA ring. Which one of these players would you like to see win a ring before it's over? Leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe.